In this video we will talk about tracking system. The tracking system is the first system of the detectors and stands before particle collision area of a detector. It is responsible for particle trajectories recognition and their parameters estimation. In addition, the system has a magnet which deflects particles and allows to measure the particle momentum. The particle trajectories estimated in the tracking system are extrapolated to the ring imaging Cherenkov detector, colorimeters and muon chambers and are used by these systems. Ring imaging Cherenkov detector also takes particle momentum measured in the tracking system to identify the particle type. We will talk about that in the next video. But now consider how the tracking system works. The tracking system has several layers of sensors. When a particle flies through these layers, it remains responses in the sensors. These responses are also called as hits. Hits allow to recognize particle tracks and estimate their parameters. The problem of recognition hits that belong to the same track is called track pattern recognition. There are a variety of track pattern recognition methods in high-energy physics. The most popular are methods based on half-transform and Kalman filter. Also, a range of track pattern recognition methods based on Hopfield neural networks and were developed in 1918s. The most popular of these methods are Denby-Peterson methods and cellular automaton. They are more sophisticated than the Kalman filter-based methods and require more computational resources. But on the other hand, they provide better quality of the track pattern recognition, especially in high track density experiments. Moreover, there are a lot of modern machine learning methods for clustering and classification, including convolutional neural networks and recurrent neural networks, that are also successfully applied in this problem. For an example, neural networks are used to classify recognized hit combination into correct or wrong. Recurrent neural networks consider hit sequences in the tracking system layers to predict the next hit of the track. However, speed of the track pattern recognition is one of the most important aspects, and this is a challenge for the machine learning approaches. At the end of this week, you will find references to papers about machine learning in the track pattern recognition. Except particle track recognition, the tracking system also measures particle momentum. To do this, the tracking system has a magnet. Magnetic field deflects charged particles. It's known from physics that in the uniform magnetic field, a particle flies on a circle. And the radius of this circle is proportional to the magnetic field and to the particle momentum as it's shown on the slide. So, to estimate the particle momentum, it's needed to somehow measure radius of this circle. To do this, there are several additional sensor layers after the magnet. These layers estimate track parameters after the magnet. Knowing particle track slopes before and after the magnet, we can calculate the particle deflection in the magnetic field and estimate its radius and, as a result, momentum. Consider several tracking system examples. At the LHCb, the tracking system has the same form as on the previous slide. The magnet of the system is shown in the center of the figure. The magnetic field deflects the charged particles shown as color lines. At the LHCb, magnetic field is not uniform, but its shape is known and allows to estimate a particle momentum based on its deflection. Also, there are several layers of sensors before and after the magnet. Track hits in these layers are marked by blue and magenta colors. Notice that there are two sets of the layers before the magnet. The first one is exactly before the magnet. These layers are used to measure particle deflection in the magnetic field. The second set of sensor layers is in the collision area at the beginning of the detector. These sensors provide high precision of track parameters estimation to be able to combine particles into decays. Then these particles are used to estimate properties of mother particles correspond to these decays. In the ATLAS experiment, the tracking system has a cylindrical shape. The sensor layers are located inside uniform magnetic field, so particle tracks are circles parts. Hits of these tracks are shown as color dots in the figure. These tracking systems have several groups of sensor layers with different precision of hit coordinates measurement. The most precise sensors are in the center of the tracking system, where the track's density is the highest. These sensors are silicon pixels that are similar to those used in photocameras. All tracks in the figure originate only from two decays, and silicon pixels are able to recognize these decays. However, these sensors are very expensive to use them to cover large volumes, so there are silicon strips and straw tubes with gas inside in outer regions of the tracking system. These sensors are more cheaper but provide lower precision of hit coordinates measurement. In the next video we will see how particle tracks and their momentum estimated in the tracking system are used in other detector systems.